Now I'd like to talk about a few things that bring us together, okay? Things that emphasize our similarities instead of our differences, which is all you ever hear about in this country, is our differences. It's all they ever talk about. Politicians and the media, always pushing the things that separate us, things that make us different. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing. Fairly simple thing happens to work. Anything that's different about us, you know that's what they're pushing at you. Racial differences, religious, ethnic, national backgrounds, jobs, income, education, social status.
The American police state, brought to you by questionable authority. Your freedom is an illusion. We live in servitude to those telling us how to be safe and stay out of trouble. And corporate media works hand in hand with our rulers and government and has been for some time now a tool to keep us in servitude. They no longer investigate like we've been programmed by Hollywood and the entertainment industry that they do or ever did. No, instead of investigating, corporate-backed media reports, allowing the ruling class to formulate a PR campaign for whatever is affecting the masses of sheeple, allowing it to perpetuate because of their unwitting slavery to the system. This body cam footage obtained by North Idaho Exposed is from the second Drag Queen Story Hour in Spokane, Washington. I don't want you to be distracted by the event itself. That's not what this story is about at all. This story is how the divide on anything really, not just drag queens using publicly paid for spaces for a children's event, is getting bigger and nastier. This division is what is then promoted by our corporate programming. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean corporate news. The other day, while checking out North Idaho Exposed channel on DTube, I saw this video and decided to check it out since I hadn't yet, and I did accompany him to the event. What I saw blew me away, and I'm sure it will you too. I knew immediately this would be the 5th installment of my American Police State series, and as you'll see, it wasn't hard for me to come up with the title, Divide and Conquer. I encourage you to go check out North Idaho Exposed. He puts out a lot of great content and is highly restricted by YouTube. The divide and conquer strategy of our masters is easy to see in this video. The part most miss out on is how their beloved heroes of the blue line are the ones enforcing this edict from our masters. There's no individual thinking from these cops. Remember, they make an agreement when they accept their bribe money from our masters that they will accept certain privileges that come with being part of the monopolized use of force, but they also agree to join the herd of order followers enforcing the will of our masters on the rest of us. It must be tough to go home at night knowing bribe money paid for all they're going home to. Knowing as an order follower they're required to ignore any ethics they might still have and treat others not as equals, but as less than them. I'll stop talking for now and let you watch and be blown away as I was. As you're hitting the like button, subscribing, and sharing this video on all of your social media platforms, make sure to leave me a comment with your thoughts on how they so callously make threats to cage and confine their fellow human beings who have hurt no one, damaged or stolen no one else's property, or defrauded no one else. Think you're free? Don't comply with their directives after they have intimidated and threatened you, and see how that works out for the supposedly free people of this police state. Guys, the only way two opposing sides can come to an understanding with each other is to have conversations with each other. All other ways of resolution will not come with understanding from both sides. One side will always feel slighted because they didn't have the freedom or privilege in this case to express themselves. Yes, at times this freedom I speak of might get ugly, and because there are some nasty people in this world, it might even get a little uncomfortable. But this idea of keeping us separate and yelling our slogans at each other from each side's protected area is only making the divide bigger and making it easier for our masters to conquer us.
So if you guys have any issues with anything, come to me, and because we want to make sure that we're following the rules and everything's good. So, but we want you guys to know we're willing to work with you guys. So,
well, we appreciate that.
Yep.
So the main thing is we're going to allow everyone to have their ability to voice their message, but we're going to keep people separate from one another in their little designated areas, and that's the main focus for us.
So could you tell us
everyone's
where
right
the areas
to
are
peaceable
on this side?
Hey, Scott, right? we're going to have you move over there since
Scott,
you're not
right?
supporting the drag queen.
Don't talk to me, Daryl. Okay, we've had our trouble out in Cheney.
I didn't know we had trouble.
Since you're
So
not
just
supporting the
because
drag
I'm standing over here.
No, the people who support. No, I ask you over there. I ask you right over there. If you supported the drag, yes, you did. Okay. So if you don't support it, you need to go across. I'm not. I'm saying. I'm saying.
Yes, you are.
Do you support this?
You're calling me a liar. What I am here for.
Do you support the drag story hour?
What difference does it make?
Because this side of the road has been designated for supporters of the drag story reading hour.
Okay.
If you are not one of those, you need to be on that
So
side.
if I stand over here, just wanting to proclaim the good news of Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
So here's the
what's wrong
situation.
with that?
All right. If you refuse to leave, you will be under arrest
What's wrong with that?
for obstructing. You'll be under arrest for obstructing.
Why am I obstructing?
Because
How have I obstructed?
we have set up
Curtis?
2 safe zones to
How
keep
have I
people
obstructed?
safe. And
But describe to me. How have I obstructed?
if you will let me finish, I will. Okay.
Go ahead.
Just get to lawful command. You're refusing a lawful command. So whether or not you agree with it or not, you've been given a lawful command to leave this side and go to that side, which is designated for protesting this event. If you fail to follow that lawful command, you are obstructing justice.
And you'll
So
be
there you
arrested
go.
and taken to jail.
Okay.
So very clear. We're not going to debate this. So either you can move to that side.
What justice
So are you
am I
refusing to leave?
obstructing? What justice
So are you
am I
refusing to leave?
obstructing? What justice am I obstructing?
Are you refusing to leave?
What justice am I
Okay.
obstructing?
I'm going to give you one more chance. Okay. If you do not walk over to the other side after I ask you to, you will be under arrest and taken to jail for obstructing.
These are terms we have been programmed to think are just lawful because they come from our heroes of the blue line. The reality of the situation is these order followers have just threatened this man who is trying to live out the freedom we celebrate in this country. They just showed us and will continue to show us they have been given the ability by the ruling class to tell certain people who aren't hurting anyone else where they can stand, and if they don't comply, threaten torture, which is what handcuffs are. If handcuffs were about keeping your hands secure so you couldn't attack or hide something or something along those lines, they would just secure them. If you've ever had handcuffs on, you know they are put on tight, and that's for a reason. If you want to get them loosened because they're hurting, you're then put in a position to have to bargain for it. But they didn't just stop there. They threatened to throw this man in a cage as well if he didn't comply with their directive to go stand in the spot they had designated for him.
Okay. Will
Please
I be
walk over to the other
discharged
side.
today?
No, not till the weekend.
So you'll keep me in jail.
Yes. So would you like to go over to the other side, or would you like to go with us to jail?
Jail. He got released right away.
What's it going to be, Scott?
You guys are a hoot.
Okay.
You guys are a hoot.
No, sir, it is not okay.
Why not?
Because protesters are supposed to be over there. Okay, so are you refusing to go over there still?
Describe protester.
Okay, so you're refusing?
Describe protester.
Yeah, there's somebody carrying a cross opposing the event.
Okay, but is that designated over there? What if I went down about another 30 feet? Is
No,
that okay?
if you're going to stand out here and protest this event and be against this event, you need to be over there. Should we just stop dealing with this?
Yeah. So here's the deal, okay?
Okay.
So if I want 100
So
feet down
here's I'll answer that. Okay. You can be over here. We cannot protect you from one side or the other.
Oh, that's okay.
If you start engaging with people and causing problems, you've already been given a warning.
Sure.
You will be arrested on the spot for disorderly conduct at that point. Okay? So if you want to engage with people and do all that type of thing, again, we can't protect you. And if it gets bad, you will be put under arrest.
Never asked.
Very clear, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So
Enjoy.
I can stand here? Sorry.
Yes.
Totally okay?
Well, yeah, I mean, don't block the sidewalk and all that kind of
If
stuff.
you create a problem, you're going to jail.
But if you create a problem, you've already
Or
been
if a
getting your
problem-
final warning.
problem
Well,
creates
it's
around
done.
Here's where the real example of the lengths this police state will take. If you didn't catch it, don't worry, I'll replay it one more time. These goons with tasers, guns, and handcuffs, backed with the real threat to use them, just made a serious threat to this man's freedom. For the second time. The exact words of Thing 1 were, or if a problem creates around you. So because this guy is choosing to stand outside the free speech zone designated for him, if someone around him can't control themselves and it doesn't even involve him, he'll be taken to jail. These guys will do anything to make an example of those who choose freedom over compliance. Just wait until you see the next batch of threats, and pay attention as the aggravation over non-compliance grows by the minute. These order followers issue more threats to coerce compliance. This truly is a disgusting display for any country where the people claim to be free.
The sidewalk and all that kind of stuff.
If you create a problem, you're going to jail.
But if you create a problem, you've already been getting your final warning.
Problem creates around you.
But you got to keep in mind, guys, keep in mind, he asked the question. I didn't engage him.
But this is why we keep it separate, so those things don't happen.
See, why are we separating each other
To
like
keep
this?
everybody safe.
Problems from happening.
To keep everybody safe. That's, I mean, it's come to that
And
point.
that's the problem with America.
I agree, but I'm doing my job. That's what we're trying to do, is keep everybody safe.
Authority over them.
Okay, that's fine. No problem.
I don't want, I wasn't,
In all fairness, according to your own information passed out, the layout was supposed to be them on that side, us on this side, right?
is that a question or is that a statement?
No, I'm asking you. Is that what the original layout was supposed to be?
Yeah, but this works better the way we have it now.
Okay, and I agree. But you're allowing them now to congregate over there. But we're not allowed to sit here and counter their argument, which
Do you hear what
they're
I'm asking?
presenting
No?
on two
Do you
sides.
see any reasoning in what I'm asking?
Somewhat.
So
But
can
I
you
also
work with
see,
me?
but I also see the unfairness in it, because you're not making them all go over where they should be,
Okay.
right? So, I'll ask you another question. Is it okay for me to go over on that corner?
No.
There. So where's the fairness in that? That they can
I'm trying to
congregate.
keep access to the public library that's open to
Right.
the public.
And by me standing right here, or anywhere on this side of that white line, I'm not blocking that entryway.
Okay, would it be just you? Because then I'm going to have what's
If they
called...
are, if everybody stays on this side, we're not blocking access.
You ever understand? You know what copycats are?
It's not
Well, you're letting him do it, you're going to let me do it, and then you're not
It's
going to
not
let me
a
do it.
copycat,
And
it's
then
a
I'm going to
point.
end up with 30 people standing here, and the access to the library will be blocked.
So would you prefer that I went on the other side of that?
I don't prefer that, no. And this isn't like a tit for tat type thing. I'm respectfully asking you to move to the side over there.
They should go over to their side, right?
It's just a level of respect and fairness,
Exactly.
balance, and if you can look at the map.
I wasn't even talking to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, thanks for interrupting my conversation.
I'm not trying to interrupt you at all.
I'm not trying to interrupt you with giving you a
I'm
perspective.
trying to talk to you,
Right,
and I'm
but
trying to
you're-
reason with you, and now I got somebody else that's talking to
It's
me.
just giving you a perspective. But
Okay.
the whole point is.
So here's what I might have to do is I might have to run it up through supervision and get all that type of stuff, and then if I need to, I may have to threaten arrest. And I don't want to do that. I was just coming over here asking a nice conversation to have you guys move over there so I can keep access to the library open. Are you unwilling to do that?
I would like you to run it up.
What I'm asking is, are you unwilling to do that?
Yeah, I'd like to
So
see
when
you
I go
go
to my supervisor, I can say, I kindly asked him, he's unwilling to move unless I threaten arrest.
Well, no, we're not. Well, we don't threats. Can we just speak with the supervisor, please?
Yeah,
Do you hear what I'm asking? So is that the directive I'm going to give my
No, I don't want
supervisor,
to be
though?
arrested. I want
Okay,
to
so
speak
can
to
you?
the supervisor.
So you're willing to move, you just need to ask a supervisor to do it. Is that what you're saying?
To talk to somebody about it.
Sure.
All right. So I tried to nicely ask these guys to move back to their designated spot. They said they need a supervisor to tell them to do that.
No.
But I'm not threatening arrest.
No. They don't. If they want to file a complaint, they can go to the ombudsman or
Okay. But can I tell them to move, or are they?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't get a supervisor, either you move or you will be arrested. And if you want to file a complaint, you can do it through the ombudsman or through the IEA through regular business hours.
Okay, I'll do that. I
Okay.
will file a complaint, but first let me document who you are.
Quarles, 1013.
Yeah, I won't remember that. I've got issues.
But you are willing to move, is that what you're saying? I appreciate that.
I must have gone immediately. Turn around and check things out. That's all.
You're the one who's advocating for execution of gay people?
Yeah, the protesters.
Supported online.
Right here.
Okay, you're not exercising your press rights.
He's asking me
No,
questions.
you're not exercising your press rights, all right? If you want to report on the story, you can.
He just asked me a question.
You don't have to answer it. That's not your job. Okay, as a press person, that is not your job to answer his questions. Okay?
Yeah, we're here to comply. We're just the press.
Okay. And when you're acting like the press, you can be here. But when you're not going to be here.
Okay, you can tell me how I didn't act like the press.
Because you're engaging him on political topics.
It's on video. He engaged me.
That's fine. And I'm telling you, if you'd like to stay here, you need to act like the press and not try to take a political view at this point.
He asked me a question. He asked me a question. As long as I understand what the rules are, I'm here to comply.
Okay,
I don't believe you, but, all right, to comply, you can walk here and report on the story. You can't preach the Bible to people and tell that the Bible. I heard you say something about the Bible.
Can you come to my defense here? I've been friendly with you.
I'm repeating this accurately because I care very much about the truth. Because I know who he is and I've seen his posts online, I have seen him advocate for the execution of gay people.
I've not done that.
And I can pull up screenshots if you like.
I have not done that.
So I
You just look
asked
shocked.
him what he was
No,
doing
you look
over
shocked
here,
when you heard that.
because isn't that not your position? And he started to explain his position by eventually I think he was going to quote the Bible. That's why he brought up the Bible, is because I asked him that question.
Thank you. I wasn't engaging you, correct?
So
You're engaging me.
Here's this. I'm going to tell you right now. All right. As long as you act like the press, you can stay here. As soon as you start preaching the Bible to people on this,
preaching the Bible.
listen to me. All right. You will be either arrested or escorted off this side of the property. Do you understand?
I understand that I am the press. If I'm asked a question, I will answer it. However, if they ask me a biblical question, it's my right to answer with the Bible. I'm not engaging. Have I engaged anyone with the Bible? Have I engaged anyone today? Did I just walk through? Let's stand on the side of truth. I don't hate anybody.
You're just over here proposing.
I don't hate anyone.
We all know your position. You got arrested last weekend for your
I
position.
appreciate it. Thank you.
You're nothing but a bigot.
Do I need to go to the other side of the street?
I did not say that.
So I'd like to go through here, please.
Make it pass.
Thank you.
So here he is hiding
I'm here to
behind
comply.
the press pass.
We'll see.
I'm not letting you down with the truth, because you guys
You need to get out of his way.
You say awful things, and our children will need to hear.
You need to get out of the way.
Thank you.
You guys say awful things to children.
I haven't said anything to children.
You need to move out of his way.
When we were here
Thank you,
last
sir.
week, you were saying awful words.
I'm sorry, is it Afshin?
Yes, sir.
Can I talk to you? Here's the thing, sir. All right, you're obviously part of the other side, all right?
Not today.
Okay, so here's the deal that I'm going to make with you, okay? You can come and you're saying you're part of the press today.
We are, sir.
Okay, so here's the deal.
I had to wait until he said, "So here's the deal," before I stopped it because, well, here's the deal. We are all part of the media. Anyone who wants to gather information and disseminate it to the public is part of the news media. There's no credentials required to be part of the free press. Even cases like Fordyce versus Seattle find in their conclusions the fact that no distinction between bona fide media and a person recording or documenting simply out of interest or curiosity can be made when in public. I'll tell you, I was at this event and didn't have a press badge for exactly this reason. North Idaho Exposed was nervous enough about me getting arrested that he made sure he stayed near me with his press badge, so I didn't.
You can move freely, all right? Once you start engaging people, and if you cause a problem or anything like that, then you're subject to arrest.
Yes.
Plain and simple, all right? If you want to act as the press and you want to report on it, you can do that.
Yes, we are the press, but yes.
But until you start engaging people and there's problems, then we'll deal with it then, and it'll be subject to arrest.
I understand.
Sound like a plan?
It's that's how the press works, right? We're allowed free access without engaging.
Well, I'm not going to debate that with you. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that if there's issues and you're causing problems, then you're subject to arrest. Plain and simple.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
All right. Cool.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like button and share it with everyone you know. Find us on Twitter, as well as censorship-free platforms like BitChute and Steemit or DTube. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to smile at someone you don't know every day.